I was a generational Satanist, what they call a generational Satanist, and what that means is that my family was involved in it and their family before them. Now, my earliest rememberings of Halloween and some of the things that were involved was, it was a very dark time for me as a child. There was another little girl that was involved in the occult. I was being blessed to be a high priest, where she was being blessed and born into the coven there to be a sacrifice. Now, we were in a ritual where we were married together. It was a marriage to the beast. There was a lot of sexual abuse that took place and a lot of blood that was spilt over us, joining us together. We spent the next couple of weeks in a kind of a shack where a lot of rituals went on, where a lot of animals were killed. They summoned Lucifer and his spirit to come and possess me, and so that I would be blessed to take over the position of the high priest at a certain point in time. Now, Halloween night, they had again put me and the little girl in the back of this van, and we were drugged once again. They took the little girl out and they left me in the van. I could hear a lot of commotion that was going on outside. People that were screaming and yelling and this low murmuring and moaning noise that was going on, like some kind of a low chanting noise that was going on. So I knew in my mind there was some type of a ritual going on because I'd heard that many times before. And finally, a woman came to the back of the van and she said, "It's time to go." I saw the little girl and she was on the altar and she was really white. I remember seeing her and she was just real pale and real white, and I noticed that they had slit the bottoms of her feet and her wrists, and they were taking the blood that was running out of those areas and putting them into chalices and passing those cups around to different people. And the high priest, he took the athami, or the ritual knife, and he picked it up and he put my hand on it, and then he forced it into her chest. So when I think back on Halloween, you know, over that period of time that happened, you know, that was the climax event, Halloween night, where they killed that innocent little girl. And this is something that's happening every Halloween. That's not just an isolated event. I mean, there are children all over the world who are losing their lives during Halloween night, and yet we, as a society, we go out and celebrate it, and we go door to door and we ask for candy, and it's a big celebration to us. And I think it's quite ironic how one group of people are thinking it's fun and another group of people are taking human life, and yet they don't, you know, there seems to be this wall and nobody wants to face the facts of what's really going on.
Halloween, the word means to hallow Soin, which is an ancient name for Satan. Any Christian that thinks that it's okay to participate in reverencing Satan is really deceived. And virtually everything that happens on Halloween, everything, comes from just macabre, twisted, perverted, evil stuff. I'll give you a few examples. The jack-o'-lantern, originally the Druids, to hallow the dreadlord of death, they would put the skulls of people that they had executed out on their porch. People who didn't have a skull were supposed to get a pumpkin and carve the likeness of somebody who had died into the face of the pumpkin, because they didn't have the skull of an actual person that had been sacrificed. That's where jack-o'-lanterns come from. To avoid somebody from your home being chosen for the Burning Man, and a lot of people would be chosen because there were different covens that all would choose to give a sacrifice to Samhain. And so in fear, to avoid being chosen, they tried to cooperate by putting the skulls on their porch or the jack-o'-lanterns on their porch. That's what trick or treat came from. They would leave out gifts, which basically was saying, we will give you this if you'll just leave our family alone. Please don't choose one of us for the Burning Man.
As a practicing witch, Halloween was one of the holidays, and still is to this day, you all, that witches look forward to, like Christians look forward to Resurrection Sunday and or Christmas. It is a holiday where witches on October 31st of this year are going to be at high alert, all awake, all practicing the craft, casting spells, and they believe at that time that there is a veil that thins between the demonic realm, the spirit world, and the earth realm. And so when we are, as Christians, participating in something like that, it doesn't matter your intentions. It doesn't matter if you think that it is easy breezy, no big deal. The fact of the matter remains that it is a holiday that celebrates and has always been about celebrating the dead and the demonic realm. You say, well, it's just about candy and dressing up. Let me take you to the origin.